So here it's basically an extension of what we had previously. So if you look at this part, see it looks just like this. Escape, it's not working. Okay, it looks just like this. So what we have done is to extend out what happens if the condition evaluates to false. Again, remember, if else. The condition is right in the middle. So if it evaluates to true, you do what's on the left. If it evaluates to false, you do what's on the right. So same deal here. It evaluates to true, you do what's on the left. If it evaluates, meaning if A greater than B evaluates to false, then you move on to this section. And this is by itself another if statement with an else. So it's another if else statement. And the syntax remains the same. If, condition, and else. So if this condition is true, it prints what's on the left. If the condition evaluates to false, it prints what's on the right. So you see how we have nested this if else statement within the else statement here. So you will only get here if this condition is false. If it's true, you're here, you're done. So if A is greater than B, you're fine. You just print A. If A is equal to B, so that means A is not greater than B. So you come in here and then you will check, is A equal to B? And the answer is true, and then it will print equal. So if A is less than B, this will be false, right? So it goes to the left, and then it tests this condition. Is A equal to B? No, it's not. It's less than B, and then it prints B. And when they're equal, it prints this. When it's less than it, it prints B. And when it's greater than B, it prints A. We can also use the AND keyword, which is a logical operator. We can also use the OR keyword, also a logical operator. So what's the purpose of this? We can use these to combine multiple conditions like so. So condition 1, condition 2, and then we use AND. So if both conditions are true, then you print this. Otherwise, you don't do anything, right? Because this if statement isn't indented. So it's not within this if statement. So if either of these two conditions evaluates to false, then it does nothing. It just comes down to the next line. So I believe by now you all have realized that your Python code executes top to down. Right? That's why the results of the cells above are available below. So it starts from the first line and goes downwards until you get into these control structures where you can control the execution path, which is why it's called control structures. So here we want it to execute this only if certain conditions are met, and we combine the conditions using AND. Here we combine the conditions using OR. So if either of these two statements evaluates to true, then it does this. And that's because this is nested. This is indented, right? If it isn't indented, then the code doesn't work, because you need to have an indented block of code right after every if statement. And so what do you think this code will print? And this is the kind of questions I like to ask, right? So you can think through the code. A is 20, B is 30, C is 50. Is A greater than B? No, right? 20 is less than B. So that's false. We don't even need to figure out what this is. We know this will not be executed. So it doesn't print anything in that block of code. And then it comes down here. Is A greater than B? No. But this is OR. So we need to find out. Is A greater than C? Is 20 greater than 50? No. So nothing happens. So you run this and nothing happens. Right? But if you switch it around, let's say this is 200. What do you think is going to happen? So 20 is not 200 is now greater than 30. So this is true. Now we need to figure out, is C greater than A? No. 50 is less than A, so it doesn't print this. Execution doesn't go here. Is A greater than B? Yes, 200 is greater than 30. Or we don't even need to figure out whether this is true or false because this is already true. So it will print at least one of these conditions is true. That's what you get. Good. You can have if statements inside if statements, and that's called nesting. So one if statement like this could be indented. As you can see, the if and the else are indented within another if statement. So this is a nested if statement. It is nested within another if statement. And you can see every single line here is indented. This one is even indented further because this is the block of code that will be executed if this condition evaluates to true. Again, remember, colon and indentation. This is what controls your execution path. X equals 10. Is X greater than 10? No, it is equal to 10. So this is false and nothing happens when you run this. It doesn't print anything because once it is false, you don't execute anything that is indented within the within the if statement. What if it is 100? Is 100 greater than 10? Of course. So it will print above 10, right? Because that's indented within it. Then this is indented within that, and then it tests, is X greater than 20? Yes, 100 is greater than 20, so it prints this. And you are done because this is the condition if this condition evaluated to false. So you can run it and you get it's above 10 and then also above 20. What if it's above 10 but less than 20? So above 10, this is true. It comes down here, 15 is not greater than 20, so it doesn't print this. It goes to the else statement and then prints but not above 20, and that's the result we obtain here. And I'll set this right back to what it was, and I'll pause the video here and continue in the next video.